This is cool, but this is by far the best car I've ever owned. Yes, a Tesla Model S. Just look at the wrap, look at the wheels, look at the spoiler, look at the tint. If you're gonna have a nerd car, at least make it a cool nerd car. But guess what? I love this car, but I get so much hate for it. Like, do you know how fast this car is? Do you know how clean this interior is? I've driven Corvettes, Lamborghinis, Porsche, Mercedes, all these different cars, and there's no better daily driver than a Tesla. I'm just gonna be honest. It does everything so well. Like, I don't understand. I also am buying a brand new AMG GT63 today, but I just can't sell the Tesla because it's just too good.
My Tesla got vandalized last night, so let's go see the damage. All right, it looks like the body is fine. That does not look fine. Hey, joke's on you. I don't even use my mirrors. They hit this headlight, this mirror. It looks like they still work though. And then both taillights are hit, but you can't really even tell. And I don't know if this is intentional or not, but every part that they hit, you could just swap out. You could swap a headlight, you could swap a mirror. So it's not that big of a deal. Now I'm gonna make a whole video about this, but vandalizing people's Teslas to get back at Elon is one of the most backwards things you could do. Because number one, most people that bought a Tesla would agree with you politically. Most people don't have Tesla insurance. So by vandalizing a Tesla, you are just giving Tesla more money when people go to the repair centers.
It is your boy Black Ronin back on at it again with another banger and fire video for y'all's out here today there, y'all. But guys, welcome on back to the channel, and we gotta talk about why in the earth does Teslas get so much hate. Seriously, guys, I really don't understand why these cars get so much hate. Now, to everybody who follow me, y'all might be pretty surprised at me making a video like this. But, you know, like I said, you know, I do mix it up from time to time on this channel. I usually don't talk about, you know, just stuff like this. But I gotta say, guys, like, I'm not really much of a car guy like I used to, like basically like how I used to be growing up. But, you know, if there's one car I can have, like, forever, it would have to be a Tesla. I'm so serious when I say that, you know, like, I mean, like the first dude said, you know, it is literally the best daily driver you can ever have. Now, basically, when I was out at the mall, I'm gonna tell y'all basically how I got to drive this thing. So I got to take it for a test drive. I was coming out of the mall and I see the guys from the Tesla dealership, and just ran into them. We started chatting. They say, "Hey man, would you like to take one for a test drive?" I said, "Really?" Yeah. So the dude, he showed me how to work it. You know, that thing you can put in autopilot. It can drive by itself. And it's like, yeah, I've seen the YouTube videos of those, but actually being in it and, you know, using it, seeing how that thing works on the road is pretty outstanding, man. That thing is awesome. And I mean, I love it. Like, there is literally not another car like it. And it honestly, basically the feeling of driving a Tesla, it reminds me of like back when I used to have Android. So basically the regular cars that you drive, that's an Android to me. And then when I first got my first iPhone, and I just know how awesome it was, like just the airdrop and all that stuff for the first time using that. That's how I felt when I got to drive a Tesla for the first time. So I drove two different Teslas. I drove a Tesla Model 3 and I drove a Tesla Model Y. Both are really good. I like both of them. They both look good, honestly. I think the Model Y is slightly cheaper, but I do think the Model 3 looks a lot more nicer. And plus the interior looks just a bit more better. But I do like the Model Y just because, like, inside of it, it has normal turning signals, which I think is I don't know. I just think you should have normal turning signals, in my personal opinion, just because, like, I don't know. I mean, like, having them on the steering wheel and just pressing it like a button, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's not bad, but it's just something I had to get used to. But I ain't gonna lie, guys, like, cause I've been in Teslas before. And I mean, they're just amazing. Like just sitting in them, and, you know, like if I get picked up by an Uber driver and they driving a Tesla, like, I just know how smooth those things ride. Like, they ride super smooth and they are so fast. And it's so different too, because like when you're in there as a passenger and that thing take off, you know, and you're in the back seat, it's so different when you're actually driving it and you take off. I barely even put like a quarter of my foot on the gas, like gaining up the speed on the highway. I was like, man, let me see this thing can do. I shot that thing up, I think maybe to, like, as I was going on the highway, I think I shot up to like maybe 60 really quickly just to see what it can do. And it hit it so fast to the point, like, literally, guys, it felt like a plane. Like, y'all know when a plane takes off, it felt like that. Like, I legitly thought this car was finna take off the ground, like, and into the air. Like, it kind of shook me for a second, you know. And, you know, I rode motorcycles in the past. That's a whole nother experience. I love the motorcycle experience, but the Tesla, man, this is the most fun car ever made. Like, once you drive one, it makes driving so much more fun. And it's just like, I just don't understand the hate behind it. Like, and then the vandalism of all of them is just crazy. Thankfully, where I live, you know, it's not. I mean, they still do some wild stuff out here where I'm at, but it's not that type of city that be doing the most like that. Nah. But in certain major cities, you gotta be careful if you have a Tesla. But I love these things, man. Like, this is my favorite car of all time. If I can have one car, it would definitely be a Tesla. Seriously, guys, because, like, man, like, if you ever get the opportunity to drive one of these things, you're gonna fall in love with this type of driving. It really is its own type of experience. And I mean, wow, man, like, and then on top of that, it's crazy too, because, like, in my city, you know, like, it's not a lot of dudes that really take care of themselves like that. Cause, like, cause most of the dudes that got money, like, they super overweight. But I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of almost everybody in my city. You know, not a lot of people hit the gym or work out, do none of that. So I was whipping around this thing because, like, once the dude showed me how to use it, he said, yeah, man, you got 30 minutes or whatever. Take it whatever you want. I said, dang, really? He said, yeah, man, go for it. So I'm up here stunting, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was stunting harder than a motherfucker. I ain't even gonna lie. I was stepping on it too. Oh, man. So I'm up here. I'm stepping on it a little bit. You know, I got the music blasting. You know, like, I was cruising with that thing through the mall. And the crazy part, there was a girl, and it was on her and her boyfriend. They was leaving on the mall, but she had seen me. She was like, hold on, a young dude, look good, got muscle, and then a Tesla. She didn't know I was test driving it. But bro, why I tell y'all, as soon as I get back home that same day, because I remember that girl looked like, I get a instant like friend request from her on Instagram. I'll throw it up here. I'm not gonna show her name or a picture. And then on top of that, you know, I had deleted the friend request just because, like, she's too young for me. I mean, I'm 25, she's 18, 19, but I know how some women can be. They'll lie about their age. And even if you are 18, like, I'm 25. I don't like dating younger. If, like, the youngest I would date as a man is going to be 21. Like, I mean, if like, cause, like, if you're under that, like, come on, you can't even drink, like, legally. Like, you know, going to a bar and stuff is gonna be weird. Like, nah, I'm good, you know. So you gotta at least be 21. Now, if I am gonna date you younger, but most women in town, they already know I date older women, so that's usually that's what I like, you know. They more fit, you know. They got everything I'm looking for half the time, so that's why I like to date older. But not to say I won't date in my generation, but just know, if you young, handsome, and you whipping around a Tesla, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, you gonna get some women coming your way. But just be aware, you know, like, you don't want those type of women that just see you with something nice and then they try to come your way. You don't really want them women like that necessarily. Ain't nothing wrong, you know, if you take them out, you know, and, you know, court them and everything and see is that the type of woman you want to deal with. But ideally, you know, I don't want to get a woman just because she seen me stunting a little bit, you know. I don't like to. Nah, it just ain't me. But so just be prepared for that. You know, if you look a certain way and you whipping around by yourself in the Tesla, especially in a city that don't really work out and ain't really, you know, known for that type of, you know, like, basically, I mean, like, cause yeah, like, they kind of used to seeing people like me, but at the same time, they not used to seeing people stunting like me like that. And mind you, I know how to dress too, so I was dressing good, I was fly, and I was just whipping it, you know. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all, you know, so I really stuck out like a sore thumb out there. But man, I was sad to return it. But I'll say one thing. After that experience of driving a Tesla for the first time, that just gave me so much motivation to just go harder with everything and try my best to get one of these things in my lifetime, you know. So like I told my friends, I said, hey, cause I posted on Instagram, I say, you know what, I gotta come back for one of these. I'm gonna double down on everything. Hey, I'm finna get me a Tesla one of these days. Like, I love these cars, man. And I guess the only reason, like the only logical reason I can see people to hate on these things, if you live in a place like Florida, like back when I used to live there, you know, that's where I'm originally born and raised. And with hurricane season, you know, you really got to have these cars at like a higher elevation. So otherwise, like if your house floods or whatever, or any type of water, Teslas don't do the best when it comes down to floods. You know, they have been known for catching fires, and they've been hard to put out during a flood. I remember those news stories back when I lived in Florida. So, you know, certain locations, not really the best places to have them. And then also the cold, you know, but I'm used to electric stuff anyway, electric vehicles, because I built my own electric bicycle at one point. Built it from, yeah, pretty much scratch. And so, yeah, like I know my way around electric vehicles. So like I know what to expect certain times of the year, battery range and all that stuff drop, you know, I know what to expect. But at the same time, you know, it makes a lot of sense if you don't go to that many places, especially now, guys. Let's be honest, in America, people don't get out like that, like they used to. You know, club scene, that's dying, you know. So, I mean, like, then on top of that, you know, like just going back and forth to work, you know, it's not really much, you know, but it just depends on how simple do you live, you know, or are you a person that take road trips all the time? You a person that really put a lot of miles on these cars, then I don't know, it may not be the type of option for you. But even then, you know, you got to think about it. You know, I mean, like there's charging stations all around, not fully nationwide, but you know, a decent amount of areas. If you're in a major city, they got these stations pretty much all over the place. How many? That does vary. Like out here where I'm at, it's not a whole lot of charging stations, so that is a downside. But at the same time, if I'm driving it normally, I'm probably gonna have to, like, I'm literally gonna have to only charge it maybe once or twice every week. So, you know, I'm good. You know, it's not a big deal. You know, if I just drive it like normal, not going on trips and stuff all the time, or going super, super far. So for me, it's not a big deal. But yeah, you know, I'm just sitting back and I'm just like these cars do not deserve the amount of hate that they're getting. Cause I'm just like, wow, man, that's crazy to me. Yeah, like I say, you know, everybody's got, like, they can use these cars for a different purpose, you know. Like, but hey, you know, even if you do take a road trip, like you can put some miles on these things, guys. You know, like a Tesla is good for over, I believe, 200,000 miles. So like you're not going to have any problems other than just changing tires. That's really all you have to worry about. Changing tires and hope your car don't get vandalized. That's it. You know, so if you can work your way around that, a Tesla is a smart option, you know. And I'm telling y'all, these things are so much fun. It's so fast. And I think everybody should look into one. But it's your boy Black Ronin. Let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe, share. Y'all take it easy.